Sebastian Stan is riding high with his first ever Oscar nomination. But if you thought that meant Hollywood would be rolling out the red carpet for him, think again. Instead of being celebrated, Sebastian found himself iced out by his colleagues and friends, all because of the role that got him that nomination.
But sometimes I feel like there's this other side to the American dream that we don't go into.
So, what's the deal? Well, last year, Sebastian starred in 2 critically acclaimed films, A Different Man and The Apprentice. And it's The Apprentice, where he takes on the role of none other than Donald Trump, that has Hollywood avoiding him like the plague.
What is the truth in life? Deny everything, admit nothing. You know what's true? What I say is true.
The film dives into Trump's rise to real estate fame in the 70s and 80s, featuring key figures from his life, like his infamous lawyer Roy Cohn and his first wife, Ivana Trump.
I'd love to take you to dinner.
Thank you, Donald, but I have a boyfriend.
But let's just say, it's not exactly a flattering portrait. The movie includes some intense and controversial moments, including scenes depicting Trump as violent toward Ivana. Unsurprisingly, Trump's team is not thrilled about it. In fact, his 2024 campaign has already threatened to sue the filmmakers. They're calling the movie pure malicious defamation and say it shouldn't see the light of day. Ouch.
You are fake news.
But the real shocker? The controversy surrounding The Apprentice has made Sebastian practically untouchable in Hollywood circles. He revealed at a post-screening Q&A in November that he wasn't able to participate in Variety's Actors on Actors series because no other actor would agree to be paired with him. Why? Because their teams didn't want them discussing Trump.
I had an offer to do Variety Actor on Actor this Friday, and I couldn't find another actor to do it with me because they were too afraid.
And it turns out, things didn't change much after that. In a later interview with Variety, Sebastian admitted that he was pretty disappointed by the whole situation, especially since he'd had such a great experience on the show before. I mean, it was disappointing because I remember I had an amazing experience with Jennifer Aniston when we did Pam and Tommy, and I love Actors on Actors, he said. It's an opportunity to learn about someone else's process, and if you look at the performances this year, I feel like I have so many questions for people. What made it even more frustrating? They didn't have to talk about The Apprentice. Sebastian also starred in A Different Man, which could have easily been the focus of the conversation. Also, I had a different man, too. He trailed off, clearly still baffled by the whole thing. Even Variety's co-editor-in-chief backed him up, confirming that other actors turned down the chance to sit across from Sebastian because they just didn't want to dive into those sensitive topics.
Anyone specific, we couldn't get past the publicists or the people representing them because it was too afraid.
And while some in the industry have privately shown Sebastian support, the lack of public discussion around the film is frustrating for him. He believes avoiding the topic entirely isn't doing anyone any favors.
When I think we lose the situation, because if it really becomes like that fear or that discomfort to talk about this, then we're really going to have a problem.
Sebastian also made an interesting point. Whether people like it or not, Trump remains a major figure in American politics, and we can't just avoid talking about him, especially given his large following.
You cannot keep casting this person aside, especially after they get the popular vote. Should we not give this a closer look and try to understand what it is about this person that's even driving that?
So, what made this movie so controversial? Let's take a closer look at some of the issues that probably stirred the pot. First, Trump's complicated dynamic with his mentor Roy Cohn.
I guess the two of them had quite a relationship.
The film is written by political journalist Gabriel Sherman, who covered Trump's 2016 presidential run and dug deep into Trump and Cohn's toxic relationship. Sherman says that Trump learned his playbook from Cohn, and according to him, people who've known Trump since the 80s told me Donald was using the techniques and even the language Cohn taught him. Yikes.
It's going to be the finest building in the country, in the world. It's going to be spectacular.
In the movie, Trump and Cohn first meet at a fancy Manhattan club in 1973. Cohn soon becomes Trump's legal advisor in a housing discrimination lawsuit, and from there, the two get closer. According to Sherman, there was definitely a father-son dynamic to their relationship, but also a homoerotic subtext.
What's your name, handsome?
I'm Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, nice to meet you.
Roy Cohn.
The Roy Cohn from all the papers and everything?
That's right, the Roy Cohn from all the papers, that's right.
Wait, what? That's right. Sherman even discovered that many of Cohn's former lovers were young, blonde, blue-eyed men. Sound familiar? It seems Cohn may have had more than just a mentor's interest in Trump. Sherman even describes the film as sort of a love story. And in one heartbreaking scene, Cohn is crushed when Donald announces his upcoming marriage.
I love you.
You're practically my family.
Well, thank you for saying that.
I hope we're not.
Here's where it gets interesting. Some parts of the film leave the audience questioning what's real and what's not. One big question is whether Trump truly betrayed his mentor, Roy Cohn.
I don't need your money. You'll pay me back with your friendship, okay? Quid pro quo. You'll be a friend to me, I'll be a friend to you.
For context, Cohn passed away in 1986 from AIDS complications, and before he died, Trump invited him to his Palm Beach home for what was supposed to be a heartfelt farewell dinner. Trump even gave him fake diamond cufflinks as a gift. Fake cufflinks? Yeah, that really happened.
You don't think about carrots? No. I bet you do. I bet you know exactly how many carrots. I do, actually.
Sherman himself confirmed that scene was true, saying, "A lot of scenes in this movie seem so crazy that you think maybe a screenwriter invented them, but there's actually a record of them happening." In the film, Cohn is shown expressing deep regret for mentoring Trump. Wayne Barrett, a reporter for The Village Voice, quoted Roy saying how betrayed he felt. Trump distanced himself from Roy as he was dying from AIDS, Sherman explains.
Feel that much public curiosity as to whether I had AIDS?
That is the question that everybody asks.
That's amazing. My doctors have gone on record.
Apparently, Cohn was heartbroken, telling people, "I can't believe he's doing this to me. Donald pisses ice water." Wow.
Please don't be too nice.
And of course, his relationship with his first wife, Ivana Trump, plays a big role in the story.
Because I'm rich, I'm handsome, I have a great family, I'm gonna be the #1 builder in New York. Listen to me.
The film captures her media savvy and how she became the face of many prominent ventures for the Trump organization.
And I was chief executive officer, and casino really did very well. It was the most profitable hotel casino in the United States.
According to political journalist Gabriel Sherman, who wrote the movie, they were definitely competitive. They were business partners. Ivana managed Trump's casino in Atlantic City and had a significant role in the company. She was even becoming famous herself. New York Magazine featured her on the cover. But let's just say, Trump wasn't thrilled about that, which led to some serious rivalry between them.
I was angry.
In one memorable scene, we see Trump struggling to calm baby Don Jr., joking that he's terrible with babies. This moment is actually based on a real interview where Trump admitted he never changed a diaper and wasn't the kind of dad who played on the floor. By his own admission, he didn't really connect with his young children until they were older and started working for his business.
He did not know how to speak to them in the children way of thinking. So he was able to speak to them only when they came from university, when eventually was able to speak business with them.
Yeah.
You know, but otherwise he really did not know how to handle the kids.
Now let's compare that to Ivana as a parent. She was remembered by her daughter Ivanka as the ultimate role model for working women, even before her passing at the age of 73.
When you were a little girl growing up, could you have imagined this life that has turned out this way for you?
No, you can't. You know, if you don't experience something, you cannot imagine.
In a July 2016 interview with People, Ivanka shared how her mom juggled her personal and professional lives. Her role as a parent was complementary to her role as an executive and vice versa, Ivanka said. Isn't that inspiring?
You know, you keep your kids busy. They have no time to get in trouble.
While Trump viewed parenting as a separate job, Ivana blended her family life with her career seamlessly. She negotiated with her kids just like she did in the boardroom, showing them the same ambition and dedication. She spent meaningful time with us, but she was also working very hard professionally and was very ambitious and very successful.
Being here, you know, on this earth, it is not a dress rehearsal. We are here only once. We better enjoy it, go after it, and go for it.
So, what do you think? Did the movie capture Trump truthfully, or did it take too many creative liberties with his story? And as for other actors distancing themselves from Sebastian after his role, do you think it's fair? Or is Hollywood being too harsh? I'd love to hear your thoughts.